Today we're going to discuss about a topic called inheritance. So let's get into the straight direct definition. Let us assume that you inherit everything from your father. That means you get his DNA, his genes, his assets and all. So in the same way, in Java, inheritance means it's a mechanism where an object gets all the stuff, all the methods and all from the parent class. So the parent class contains all the methods and the child class which inherits. We use a keyword called extends to say that it's inheriting from the parent class and get all the methods from it. So I want you guys to remember the keyword called extends. Next, there is a concept called method overriding, which we get into it. So the difference between method overriding and overloading is in overloading, the body will be different and also the number of parameters will be different. But something which is same is whether it's public, whether it's static, whether it's return type. The return type and the name will be the same. But in overriding, even the number of parameters will be the same, only the body will be different. But in overloading, the body and number of parameters, both the things differ. So there are mainly three types of inheritance. One is single level, next is multi-level, next is hierarchical. So let's get it straight. So I have given few stuff. So first thing, let's say we have a class called chef class. So in chef class, what it does is we have a method cook. So whatever we ask the chef to cook, he's going to cook it. Next, there's a special dish. So everyone have their special dish, right? In the same way, this chef has special dish as donut. He makes donut pretty good. So what this is doing here is this dot get class dot get name means this holds the object of the current class. That means, as you can see, if I want to call a method from C1, what I'm going to do is C1 dot cook. As I mentioned, let's say cook XYZ. So what we are doing is we are making an object of C1. C1 belongs to class chef. The same way Java internally makes something called this. This means chef. This is equal to new chef. It's going to make it internally. So this holds the object of the current class. So the class which it belongs to is chef. So this dot get class. So we're going to get the class and its name. So that I'm using this so that I could demonstrate we are getting from which class. So next is special dish. So it's the same. Now let's get into inheritance. So let's say the Mexican chef extends chef. That means this is the parent class or the superclass, and this is the child class or the subclass. So I want you guys to go through these terms so that you could use it later on. And this extends chef. That means every method which is in chef is gonna be here. You might be wondering why to do that. You can just copy paste. So let's assume the chef class have hundreds of methods. Of course, you're gonna say I'm gonna type Control A and Control V. But here what's happening is let's assume that you're gonna change some stuff in chef. So that means you need to change even in Mexican dish. Sorry, I mean the Mexican chef. So that's gonna be a big mess. So by doing simply extend, so if you just change it here, so let's say chef 1, I made a change here, then I can just directly use this one, right? I need not to change here. So that's the saving of time. And I only wanted to change the special dish. So here the method overriding is takes place. So the special dish is getting changed with tacos. So the return type is same. Return type is same. Special dish. The name is same. Number of parameters 0, 0. But the body is getting different, right? Here the taco. Here it's donut. Only this is getting changed. But in general, if you want, you can change even more stuff. So the body is getting changed here. That means method overriding is taking place. But if I want, I can even add more stuff. Like if I want, even I can change cook. And there is also one more thing called special dish 2, which is not present here. So if I want to access the special dish 2, I need to create an object of Mexican chef itself. I cannot create the object of chef. So let's get it straight. So let's say I need to call c1.cook. So I want to ask him to cook burger. So he's gonna make burger. Next, M1 is Mexican chef, right? So Mexican.cook burrito. Sorry if spelling is wrong. Now let's call even the special dish. C1 dot special dish. Next M1 dot special dish. As you can see, whenever I type M1, I'm getting special dish 2 here. But if I write it for C1, I'm gonna get only cook and special dish. I'm not getting special dish 1 because if I want to access special dish 2, I can only do it from Mexican chef because it's only present in this one. So let me just run it. As you can see, CSI.chef. It's CSI because the package name is CSI. So the package in which I stored, its name is CSI. So for that reason, I'm getting CSI dot. CSI dot chef is the name of the class. The chef makes burger. Next time one, Mexican chef because it's the class name Mexican chef. So I'm getting Mexican chef. Next special dish is donut and taco. As you can see, the classes are getting changed because we're calling it from different classes. But as you can see, I don't have a cook method here because it's getting extended. That means it's going to directly access from that class. That's all. Now, this is a single level inheritance. Now, what is multi-level and what is hierarchical? So I have a third class that is called Indian chef. It's a third class which I made. So if it extends from Mexican chef, that means if I call special dish. So let's say I1 dot special dish. I'm gonna erase all this to avoid confusion. I1 dot special dish. So it's gonna get all the stuff. The chef makes special dish. Let me give the name so that you can know which class it is. The chef makes special dish. Sorry, I'm writing it in just one, right? The Indian chef makes special dish as pasta. Now he contains also special dish 1 which is biryani. So if I call this one I1 dot special dish 1, I can only access it from this one. So this is multi-level because Indian chef also contains all the stuff which are in chef. So I can also write cook method in Indian chef. As you can see, I1 dot cook. Let's give vada here. Now he's gonna make vada for us. CSI dot Indian chef. The chef cooks vada. So even though I did not mention here, and even though it's not even Mexican chef, it's directly imported from chef because it's multi-level. Indian chef extends all the stuff in Mexican, and Mexican chef extends everything from chef. So this is a place where multi-level inheritance takes place. So what is hierarchical? Hierarchical means, let's say, Indian chef also extends it from chef. So the special dish will be called in a different manner. So if the special dish is being called from Mexican chef's object, that means if it's called from M1, then it's going to print out this one. If it's called from Indian chef, then it's going to print this one. So here the hierarchical because I said Indian chef and Mexican chef are brothers and sisters, you can say whatever you want. And chef is the parent. That means they both are extended from chef. So here the hierarchical takes place. So this is the way where you could say single level, multi-level hierarchical is taking place. Now let me get into state where super class, or you could make constructors also inherited from other one. So I want to mention that there's a keyword called super. That means it holds the object of the parent class. We heard about this, right? Now we're going to hear about super. Super holds the object of the parent class. So let's assume there's a class called student. Class called student. Now you have the name, string name. You also have an ID. And this is a parent class. So let me give constructor to it. Give name and ID. So this belongs to a parent class. Now let me give a child class. Let's say we have CSE student class CSE students. So it extends, right? So extends student. Now I'm getting an error because I need to give the constructors. So I'm giving the constructor. That's all. As you can observe that contains name, ID, and instead of giving this, I'm writing super names, comma ID. Now if I want to add something attribute called, let's say branch. So since we have AIML cybersecurity in this situation, so what I'm gonna do is the same. Add string branch. Now this dot branch is equal to branch. So everything is similar. The only thing which is different is we're gonna write super for everything which we import from the parent class. Since name and ID are from the parent class, that means we're gonna write super. And if there are many attributes, we're gonna just simply give comma and write. That's all. Name, comma, ID. Since it contains two. And then everything which are belonging to the same class. So we're gonna write this dot branch. Since branch belongs to the same class. Now if I want to create an object, then CSC students S1 is equal to new. That's all. So let's say the name is Alex. Next, let's give him the ID as 621. Let's say his branch is AI. That's all. The object is being created. In this way, we can make the constructors from the superclass in the parent class or in the child class too. Hope you guys understood inheritance.